Some players in NBA history that were all-stars never averaged 20 points per game at any point in their careers. When I did my research on all these players, I was surprised there were a lot of all-stars that fell under this category. This list is only players since 2000 though, so let's get into this video. Number 1 on this list is Steve Nash. The most he averaged in his career was 18.8 points in 2006. He's the only MVP since 1979 to not average 20 any season in their career, and there's only 1 of 4 MVPs in NBA history to do that. The other 3 are Bill Walton, Wes Unseld, and Bill Russell. Although he's never averaged 20, he's averaged over 10 assists 7 times in his career. Number 2 on this list is 4-time NBA champ Manu Ginobili. The most he's averaged for a season was 19.5 in 2008. He only made it to the All-Star game twice in his career, and surprisingly that year, he didn't even make it. His best year being an All-Star was in 2011 when he averaged 17.4 points, 4.9 assists, 3.7 rebounds, and 1.5 steals, shooting 43% from the field, 34% from 3, and 87% from the line. Number 3 is 7-time All-Star and 1-time NBA champ Chauncey Billups. The most he averaged was 19.5 in 2010. His best year as an All-Star was his first year in 06 when he averaged 18.5 points, 8.6 assists, and 3.1 rebounds, shooting 41% from the field, 43% from 3, and 89% from the line. Number 4 is Andre Iguodala. He got really close one time in his career when he averaged 19.9 points in 2008. He only made it to the All-Star game one time in his career though. That year he averaged 12.4 points, 6.1 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 1.7 steals, shooting 45% from the field, 39% from 3, and 61% from the line. Number 5 on this list is Draymond Green. For those of you who watched my Draymond video, y'all already know how I feel about him. The most he averaged in his career so far was 14 points in 2016. This was his best year in his career. He actually shot 38% from 3 this year, making 1.2 a game. I don't know what happened now though. Number 6 on this list is one of my favorite players of all time, Kyle Korver. The most he's averaged in his career was 14.4 points in 2007. He only made it to the All-Star game one time in his career. That year he averaged 12.1 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.6 assists, shooting 48% from the field, 49% from 3, and 89% from the free throw line. Number 7 is Andre Drummond. The most points he's averaged in his career was this year, which was 17.7 points. I met him in person, and seeing how big he is, I don't understand how he doesn't dominate the game like Shaq did. His best year as an All-Star out of the 2 All-Star appearances, he averaged 15 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.6 blocks, shooting 52% from the field and 60% from the line. Number 8 is Al Horford. The most he averaged in his career was 17.4 points in 2013. He made it to the All-Star game 5 times in his career though. His best year as an All-Star was in 2011 when he averaged 15.3 points, 9.3 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 1 block, shooting 55% from the field, 50% from 3, and 79% from the line. Number 9 is 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. The most he's averaged was 15.9 points last year. His first All-Star appearance was this year. He averaged 15.1 points, 13.7 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 2 blocks, shooting 69% from the field and 62% from the line. Number 10 is 3-time All-Star and Defensive Player of the Year, Marc Gasol. The most he averaged in his career was 19.5 in 2017. That year was also his best year as an All-Star. On top of the 19.5 points, he averaged 6.3 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and 1.3 blocks, shooting 45% from the field, 38% from 3, and 83% from the free throw line. Number 11 is 4-time All-Star Paul Millsap. The most he's averaged in his career was 18.1 points in 2017. His best year as an All-Star was in 2014 though. He averaged 17.9 points, 8.5 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.7 steals, and 1.1 blocks, shooting 46% from the field, 35% from 3, and 73% from the free throw line. Number 12 is 2-time NBA champion Andrew Bynum. The most he's averaged in his career was 18.7 points in 2012. That's also the only year he's been an All-Star. That year, he also averaged 11.8 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 1.9 blocks, shooting 55% from the field and 69% from the line. Number 13 is Jeff Teague. The most he's averaged in his career was 16.5 points in 2014. He only made it to the All-Star game 1 year in his career. That year, he averaged 15.9 points, 7 assists, 2.5 rebounds, and 1.7 steals, shooting 46% from the field, 34% from 3, and 86% from the line. Number 14 is two-time All-Star Joakim Noah. The most he averaged was 12.6 points in 2014. It's crazy how he was 4th in MVP voting that same year. On top of his 12.6 points, he averaged 11.3 rebounds, 5.4 assists, 1.5 blocks, and 1.2 steals, shooting 47% from the field and 73% from the free throw line. Number 15 is Ben Wallace. The most he averaged in his career was 9.7 points in 2005. It's crazy how he never averaged more than 10 points at any point in his career, and he was a 4-time All-Star. His best year as an All-Star was that year. He also averaged 12.2 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 2.4 blocks, and 1.4 steals, shooting 45% from the field, 11% from 3, and 42% from the free throw line. Number 16 is 4-time All-Star Rajon Rondo. The most he averaged was 13.7 points. He did this twice in his career. He's been a pass-first point guard his whole career, so this isn't surprising. He has 4 seasons of averaging 10-plus assists a game. His best year as an All-Star was in 2013 when he averaged 13.7 points, 11 assists, and 1.8 steals, shooting 48% from the field, 24% from 3, and 64% from the free throw line. Number 17 is two-time All-Star Roy Hibbert. The most he averaged was 12.8 points. That year was the best year as an All-Star as well. He also averaged 8.8 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 2 blocks, shooting 49% from the field and 71% from the free throw line. Number 18 is 12-time All-Star and NBA champ Jason Kidd. The most he averaged was 18.7 points in 2003. He's been a pass-first point guard, averaging 8.7 assists for his career and averaged 10-plus assists 3 times in his career. His best year as an All-Star was that same year. He averaged 8.9 assists, 6.3 rebounds, and 2.2 steals, shooting 41% from the field, 34% from 3, and 84% from the line. Number 19 is Josh Howard. The most he averaged in his career is 19.9 points. He was so close to reaching that 20-point mark. He only made it to the All-Star game 1 time in 2007. That year he averaged 18.9 points, 6.8 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and 1.2 steals, shooting 46% from the field, 38% from 3, and 82% from the line. Number 20 is Memo Acorah. I know y'all probably forgot about him. The most he averaged in his career is 18 points in 2007. He only made it to the All-Star game 1 time in his career. That year he averaged 17.6 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 46% from the field, 38% from 3, and 76% from the free throw line. Number 21 is Mr. Technical Foul Rasheed Wallace. The most he averaged in his career was 19.3 points. He made it to the All-Star game 2 times in his career. His best season as an All-Star was in 2001 when he averaged 19.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.2 steals, and 1.8 blocks, shooting 50% from the field, 32% from 3, and 76% from the line. Number 22 is NBA champ Tyson Chandler. The most he averaged was 11.8 points in 2008. He only made it to the All-Star game 1 time in his career. That year he averaged 10.4 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks, shooting 63% from the field and 69% from the line. Number 23 is Moe Williams. The most he averaged was 17.3 points in 2008. The 1 time he was an All-Star, he averaged 17.8 points, 4.1 assists, and 3.1 rebounds, shooting 46% from the field, 43% from 3, and 91% from the free throw line. Number 24 is Zydrunas Ilgauskas. The most he averaged in his career was 17.2 points. He made it to the All-Star game twice in his career. His best season as an All-Star was in 2003, the same year he averaged 17.2 points. He also got 7.5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and 1.9 blocks, shooting 44% from the field and 78% from the line. Number 25 is Sam Cassell. The most he averaged was 19.8 points in 2004. That year is also his only All-Star appearance. He also averaged 7.3 assists, 3.3 rebounds, and 1.3 steals, shooting 48% from the field, 39% from 3, and 87% from the line. Number 26 is Deandre Jordan. The most he averaged in his career was 12.7 points in 2017. This was also the only year he was an All-Star too. He also averaged 13.8 boards, 1.2 assists, and 1.7 blocks, shooting 71% from the field and 48% from the line. Number 27 is Chris Kaman. The most he averaged was 18.7 points in 2010, and that was the only year he was an All-Star. He also averaged 9.3 rebounds and 1.6 assists, shooting 49% from the field and 74% from the line. Number 28 is Gerald Wallace. The most he averaged was 19.4 points. The only time he was an All-Star was in 2010. That year he averaged 18.2 points, 10 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.1 blocks, shooting 48% from the field, 37% from 3, and 77% from the line. Number 29 is Wally Serviette. The most he averaged in his career is 19 points. His only All-Star appearance was in 2002. That year he averaged 18.7 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, shooting 50% from the field, 45% from 3, and 83% from the line. Number 30 is Mr. Not in My House, Dikembe Mutombo. The most he averaged in his career was 16.6 points, which was actually his rookie year. Out of all his 10 All-Star appearances, that was his best year statistically too. He also averaged 12.3 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 3 blocks, shooting 49% from the field and 64% from the line. Number 31 is Anthony Mason. The most he averaged was 16.2 points. He made it to the All-Star game one time in his career and surprisingly started that year too. That year he averaged 16.1 points, 9.6 rebounds, 3.1 assists, and 1 steal, shooting 48% from the field and 78% from the line. Number 32 is the Kings general manager Vlade Divac. The most he averaged was 16 points a game. He made it to the All-Star game one time in his career in 2001, averaging 12 points, 8.3 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 1.1 steals, and 1.1 blocks, shooting 48% from the field, 28% from 3, and 69% from the line. Number 33 is Antonio Davis. The most he averaged is 14.5 points. Like Anthony Mason, he was a one-time All-Star and started as well. That year he averaged 13.7 points, 10.1 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 1.9 blocks, shooting 43% from the field and 75% from the line. Number 34 is two-time All-Star Brad Miller. The most he averaged was 15.6 points. His best year as an All-Star is in 04 when he averaged 14.1 points, 10.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and 1.2 blocks, shooting 51% from the field, 31% from 3, and 77% from the line. Number 35 is Dale Davis. The most he averaged in his career is 11.7 points. The one year he was an All-Star in 2000, he averaged 10 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks, shooting 50% from the field and 68% from the line. Number 36 is two-time All-Star Ben Simmons. The most he averaged was 16.9 points last year. He's only been in the league for 3 years though. Once he gets a jumper, I can easily see him averaging 20 at some point in his career. Number 37 is Bam Adebayo. The most he averaged in his career so far is 16.2 points, which was this season. Like Ben Simmons, I can definitely see him averaging 20 points a game at some point in his career. And lastly, number 38 is very underrated Montez Sabonis. The most he averaged so far is 18.5, which was this year as well. He still has a lot of time in his career to be able to do that though, and I think he will. There's every All-Star since 2000 who never averaged 20. Are you surprised by anyone on this list? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more vids. Peace.